Could you sail a mile in a life-size paper boat? There's only one way to find out. One of the only craft projects I'm pretty sure every kid has made at some point is the foldable paper boat. This is the kind of thing I remember making out of, like, I don't know, the paper kids menus they give out at like Steak and Shake. Now, these little things might seem limited to the rain gutters and ponds of the world, but with the right construction, could we make one that's actually seaworthy? I'm determined to find out. Before I jump right into making a massive paper boat, I want to give it a chance to actually work. So I needed to answer a couple questions, like how big does it need to be? Is this the best design? Do I need to layer the paper? All important questions. This is the classic design for a paper boat. It looks great, but it's got a couple problems. So I looked around online and I found a design that I think is going to work a little bit better. It's got a wider base and the walls are evenly thick, meaning that one wall won't break before the other. Now, single ply paper might be fine for a tiny little boat, but if we're going to put a person in it, it's got to be thicker than that. That means we need to make a laminate. Laminate doesn't mean I'm coating it in plastic. What we mean is sticking multiple sheets of paper together using some kind of adhesive. I tried 5 different methods: wallpaper glue, wood glue, spray adhesive, lacquer, and melted wax. After trying them all, I came to 3 finalists to use for the medium scale test. The reason it's important to do this medium scale testing is because I want to make sure that the glue methods hold up both in water and in terms of folding the paper itself. These boats are made of 3 foot by 3 foot square paper, big enough to hold weight, but small enough that they're still easy to work with. I folded the 3-layer test sheets into boat shapes, and then I hit the bottoms with spray adhesive. After letting that dry overnight, it's time to test them out. The way that I'm gonna test how much they can hold is by using weights made of sand. So we're gonna fill up these Ziplocs, and then we're gonna be able to use the Ziplocs as individual weights in each of the boats. All right, so we have 8 approximately equal sized bags. That makes it about 6 pounds a bag of sand. This is a pretty good benchmark. I'm gonna be looking for each boat, or the one that we go with at least, to hold about 2 bags of sand, ideally. All right guys, so for the medium scale testing, I've come out here with my boats and some sandbags to the river. This is a pretty good spot. The current is gonna allow us to have a little bit more of an accurate test with a little bit of moving water. I needed to rig up the boats a little bit so that I could hang on to them while they are kind of chilling downstream. Basically, we can add a sandbag, let the boat go, see if it floats, bring it back. If it needs more weight, we can add more weight, and so on and so forth. Let's toss the boats in and see what happens. Let's start with the wallpaper glue. All right, test 1. Success. It does indeed float. That's a good start. That's promising. All right, 1 sandbag. This is about 6 pounds of sand. 3, 2, 1. Hey, not bad. Seems to be holding its own so far, not sucking out, at least not too much. Let's try another sandbag. And no, all right. Yeah, that pretty much right sogged out. Yeah, and there's your problem. All right, not terrible, but not the best work. Up next, we have wood glue and we have spray adhesive. Now, I'm pretty confident that both of these boats are gonna float, so I'm gonna put 1 sandbag in each right off the bat. Let's do the wood glue first. 3, 2, 1. All right, there's not that much structural integrity in the boat, to be honest, but it does seem to be doing its job nonetheless. I think the problem is that the sides are maybe too flexible, so it's kind of just folding in. But it doesn't seem to be sinking, so let's give it another sandbag. Oh, we have a bit of a leak in the side. Yeah, the boat is filling up with water. This is bad, and it's all over. Last but not least, let's try the spray adhesive. So far, all of these boats actually have been performing pretty well. Holding 12 pounds of weight is no easy feat. I didn't necessarily even expect it. Spray adhesive boat in the water. Let's try sandbag number 1. All right, it's managing to go with 1. Let's try it out with 2. Whoa. Hey, not bad. That's 12 pounds of weight right there. I can see from here the bottom of the boat starting to get wet, which means that somehow water is getting in. I'm guessing it's on the seal at the bottom. I'm gonna see if I can get out here and add 1 more. Holy crap. Oh, nope, there it is. That's the end of that one. Bigger takeaway here, spray adhesive is definitely the move. Yeah, even with all of the damage, it is still managing to stay afloat with one sandbag, which is pretty damn impressive if I do say so myself. So the results are a little bit sketchy, but I think they're promising enough that we're ready to go full scale. We are out here chilling on essentially the Idea Foundry's back porch. Making and folding this massive boat wasn't technically difficult, but it did require a lot of stamina. What I thought would be a roughly 2-hour lamination process turned into a 6-hour grind lasting until 3 a.m. Completely exhausted and covered in spray adhesive, I created a roughly 9-layer laminate. But with only 36 hours until the big test, there was no time to waste. I came back first thing the next morning to take care of it. Good morning, everybody. So I let this dry overnight. You gotta basically peel this guy up, fold it into a general boat shape, and then we're gonna come back to do the never wet later. All right, big fold number 1, going in. Simultaneously exhausted but excited, I began making my folds to create one of the world's largest pieces of origami. This may seem simple, but it was no easy task. On the small scale, folding paper is easy, but when it gets this big, factors like material weight start to come into the equation. Partway through, I ran into an issue, but luckily, one of the amazing members of the Idea Foundry was able to come help me out. After that, I was able to complete the rest of the folds myself with relative ease. I folded in the corners, tacoed the boat, and then stuck the final 2 layers together with spray adhesive. I also added a seam along the bottom to help keep water from sogging out the boat. After nearly 2 hours of folding, I had finally reached a stopping point. Holy moly. All right. I'm gonna need a bigger car. This is the day before I am actually gonna launch the thing in the water, and right now what we have to do is apply the coating of Never Wet. Now the thing is, I don't want the coating to rub off, and I need to make sure this thing stays together. We folded it into the new boatier shape, and then we covered the boat in coat 1, every single inch. Then, waited half an hour, covered the whole boat again, and now we're waiting a second time before we're gonna set it on the table over there, and then we're pretty much good. We're finally ready to set sail. I think sink or sail, this is the most impressive thing I've built in my whole gosh darn life. So, with the SS Wet Blanket finally complete, it's time to test it out. I found a stretch of river that's just about a mile long, about 1.2 miles. Thing is, this boat is so big that I had to rent a U-Haul 10-foot truck so that I can just get it to the location. One way or another, I hope I can manage to keep this thing afloat. Let's find out. The entire boat has been coated in Never Wet. Never Wet is not impermeable. It's mostly for splashes and things. It's just to give it a fighting chance of working. So this hasn't been Never Wetted. I made this a little bit late, but it should give me enough length to give myself some steering ability. All right, let's try to launch this bad boy. Oh yeah, here, can you grab that end? That's perfect. How deep does the water get immediately? Oh, not that deep, that's perfect, that's perfect. All right, we'll put it in. All right, okay. Great, that's good so far. Is it sinking yet? No. That's promising. That's promising. All right, okay. Okay, so. Bring it up on the shore just a bit. All right. I gotta kinda, yeah, hold the back of the boat for me while I stretch out my legs a bit. Hold on. I need to basically, oh, come on. Here are my shoes. Oh yeah. All right, let's go. Oh, there's water coming. That's not good. Paddle. Come on.
Going down. He's going down.
No! Ah! Rip! Ah!
Now he's all soaking wet.
Ah! Let's see what went wrong. What? Oh yeah. All right. Here we go. Here, get in here. This is actually kind of interesting. Like I said, Never Wet is not impermeable. And the problem with all of these boats is that as soon as the water gets to the edge and it gets into the boat at all, it starts to lose any kind of structural integrity. Which is why, even though I can technically get in the boat and float like you saw, the paper just kind of starts to disintegrate. Dude, I swear, when I got in, I was like 90% sure I was gonna make it like to those trees.
Well, what do you have to say about the boat?
Well, I mean, I think we know now. You can't sail a mile in a paper boat. It does not work.
So what do you guys think of the boat?
Yeah, what do you guys think? Would you ride in it?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Riding a boat?
Sad as it is, I think we're gonna have to call it on this one.
Can you try to get your paddle?
No. Paddle's gone, buddy. Paddle's gone. It was a good boat. Just wasn't meant to be. All right, here we go. Ah.